Good morning, viewer. Welcome to our perspective. Here is a breaking and amazing news from Antarctica. Yes, during a recent excursion to the icy plains of Antarctica, an international team of researchers discovered 5 new meteorites, including one of the largest ever found on the continent. The rare meteorite is about the size of a cantaloupe but weighs a hefty 17 pounds. The specimen is one of only about 100 that size or larger discovered in Antarctica, a prime meteorite hunting location where more than 45,000 space rocks have been tracked down. Now, the exceptional find is linked to the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Sciences in Brussels, where it will be studied. And Maria Vance, a research scientist at Chicago Field Museum of Natural History and the University of Chicago, who was part of the expedition team, has kept some of the material for her own analysis. Valdez's areas of focus is cosmochemistry. That broadly means that we use meteorites to study the origin and evolution of the solar system through chemical methods. She told to the reporter she will take her samples and use strong acids to dissolve them before using a process called calibrated chemistry to isolate various elements that makes up the rock. Then I can start to think about the origin of this rock, how it evolved over time, what kind of parent body it came from, and where in the solar system that parent body formed. Valdez said, those are kind of the big question that we try to address. Meteorites strike Earth evenly across its surface, so Antarctica is not home to a disproportionately large concentration of them, Valdez noted, but the pure white ice is an ideal backdrop for spotting the jet black rocks. Hunting for meteorites is really low-tech and less complicated than people might think. Valdez said, we are either walking around or driving on a snowmobile looking on the surface. The team did have an idea of where to look. A January 2020 study used satellite data to help narrow down locations where meteorites were most likely to be found. Meteorites themselves are too small to detect from space with satellite, Valdez explained, but this study used satellite measurements of surface temperature, surface slope, surface velocity, ice thickness, things like this, and it plugged into a machine learning algorithm to tell us where the highest probabilities of finding meteorite accumulation zones were. Distinguishing a meteorite from other rocks can be a tricky process. Valdez said, researchers look for fusion crust, a glassy coating that forms as a cosmic object plummets through the Earth's atmosphere. A lot of rocks can seem like they are meteorites, but they are not. She said, we call these meteor rings. Another distinguishing characteristic is potential specimen's weight. A meteorite will be much heavier for its size than a typical Earth rock because it is packed with a dense metal. The conditions the researchers endured were grueling. Through Valdez and 3 other scientists carried out their mission during the continent's summer, which offered 24 hours of daylight. Temperature will and still hovered around 14 degrees Fahrenheit. minus 10 degrees Celsius, according to a news release from the Field Museum. The research team spent about a week and a half with a polar field guide living in tennis pitched on the icy terrain. However, Valdez said she and her colleagues also spent time at a Belgian research station near Antarctica's coast where they enjoyed warm, cheesy foods such as fondue. When it comes to future research, the good news, Valdez added, is that the 5 meteorites she and her colleagues discovered on this expedition are just the tip of the iceberg. I am eager to go back there for sure, she said. Based on the satellite study, here are meteorites at least waiting to still be collected in Antarctica. And the larger the samples that we have, the better we can understand our solar system. The excursion was led by Binaclen Devali, a professor at the University Lavery de Brussels in Brussels, C, and Valdez, who were joined by Maria Sconbachelor, a professor and doctoral student Ryoga Maheda of University Brussels and the University Libre de Bruxelles. Behind the report, Fosak TV.